Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we are diving into the world of AI and natural language processing. We'll explore how to develop models using the GPT-3 and 4 API and the leaked Llama weights. If you're a coder with experience but new to AI, this series of short 3 videos complete with code snippets might be the perfect thing for you. We understand it can be overwhelming to get started with AI and NLP libraries, and we aim to give you a clear and accessible starting point for developers like you. Our goal is to help you grasp the approaches and techniques you can use to incorporate language models into your own projects. In this series, we'll cover the basics, and if there is interest, we'll dive deeper into real-life datasets and applications in future series. We're developers and software engineers by trade who stumbled into the field of AI a couple years ago, not scientists or AI researchers. So if you're an expert and notice any inaccuracies, please let us know. We really appreciate your input. As the AI landscape continues to evolve and rapidly change, we'll do our best to share valuable resources again if there's interest for that, and we'll provide insight that have helped us grow and excel in this exciting industry. So let's get started on this incredible journey together. So folks, let's take a look at what are the topics we're going to be covering today. We'll not really get into in depth because these are really huge topics if you really want to go deeper into them, but we're going to skim through it and give you a really good base. And we're coming from a very developer perspective. So how do you really get started with it? So it's not really too surface level, but also not really too research level. We'll keep it light and we'll keep it friendly. Uh, in this first video, we're going to be especially looking at GPT-3, GPT-4 API and its uses. We'll chat about what these APIs are and how they can be used as a game changer for your project. In the next video, we're going to be looking at Llama and Alpaca. We'll give you a brief intro and show you how to set them up locally for some serious AI power. And you can also set them up as a RESTful API for your servers. We'll get into that too. In that same video, we'll try to get into a bit about fine-tuning models. We'll touch a bit about fine-tuning today too, but we're going to really get into deeper using the examples of Alpaca. And then we're going to talk a lot about vector stores and semantic searching technique, which honestly is a better way than fine-tuning for most developers. And then we're gonna go and talk about the importance of data. We'll emphasize how data is the key to success in AI. Honestly, if it's up to me and if you ask me what is the most important thing to understand as a developer when you're coming to code AI projects, one thing I'll say is changing your thinking from functions or writing code to thinking in terms of data, because that's exactly what it does. Rather than thinking that I'm going to be writing a program that it has to have logic, it's more about you need to think, what kind of data do I have or do I need for that kind of project to work? How do I clean that data? How do I classify data? How do I label that data? What do I do when I get more data from my users? How do I incorporate those in my own app? So questions like this are going to be way more important when you are moving into the paradigm of AI coding than what you have done before as a developer or as a web developer. And then we'll also kind of touch what kind of future videos and topics we really want to make. And if that interests you guys, we'll absolutely get into that. Let's take a look at the GPT API. As you probably know, ChatGPT is powered by the GPT framework, which allows for powerful natural language processing capabilities. You can use the API as is in an app to generate text-based content, like creating personalized news summaries or blog articles. I think there's a lot of different uses just by using the text-based contents it generates. You can make a content curation app if you want. It can also be used to answer questions, providing instant context-based responses, like if you want to develop a trivia game or an educational platform, or maybe a quiz game that can be used, that can have GPT in the background. GPT can also be used as is for drafting emails, creating smart email templates. So think about streamlining your communication or creating an email automation app. And GPT as is really good enough for that. Now, fine-tuning is a word I guess we all hear a lot. And initially, even us, when we thought about fine-tuning, we thought, oh my God, yeah, that is the way to go. It's going to just take us 2 days. We have a basic Llama model. We're going to fine-tune it on maintenance data, and wow, everything is done. We'll learn very soon that is not how things are really done. For definition, fine-tuning is the process of training an already pre-trained model on a specific dataset to improve its performance in a particular domain or task. By doing so, you can adapt the model to better understand and generate content relevant to your needs. But that's not how it really works. Only very few people really know how to fine-tune it properly. For example, if you think about you want to make a robo-lawyer, and you think, I have GPT or Llama, and then I'm going to feed a lot of law data and stats and facts into it, and then it's going to become a robo-lawyer after fine-tuning. Honestly, in real life, that's not how it works. Think about fine-tuning more like teaching someone a task. Whereas what you want for the robo-lawyer, or in our case early for maintenance data, what we want is for it to search well and give us facts, or be good at providing those facts and responses in a good manner, which is very different than teaching something or someone a task. Fine-tuning is again really challenging. It requires a deep understanding of the model's behavior and extensive testing to ensure the desired results. But we'll still dive into that. We're going to show you some videos on how to do it. Again, it'll not work really well, but again, we'll just do it for the fun of it. But there are other alternative methods or complementary to fine-tuning if you're really good at it. You can use vector stores and semantic searches, which you're going to cover in the next video. And they're a better approach, and they're a better way than fine-tuning as a starter. Here is a code snippet we're going to share with you. We have the code in the description, and it's on Google Colab. It's a basic code to get started with GPT API, and also some codes on how you can get started on the fine-tuning. Let's dive into the code. If you have your data ready, then honestly, the whole Jupyter notebook, you don't even need that. You can just use the Windows command prompt and then have your model ready for fine-tuning. But honestly, in most of the cases, that's not how it works. Your data gonna be all over the place, and you need to bring and clean it, and Jupyter Notebook and Panda gives you a really good place to do that. You can use Excel too, but Panda is really good if you are really serious with data analysis or data training. One of the things, in this example, we have a lot of data about food, both branded food and whole food. And we have the data about their nutrition, their carbs, their protein, and how much of each of the nutrients are there in each of the food. The data we got from a US government site, and it looked something like this. As you can see, usually when you download data like this, they're going to be a SQL export, and they're going to be broken down into several tables. So you have to kind of concatenate them and make sense of them. So that's why, again, Panda is really useful. In this example, from these tables or from these files, I have a food.csv, and there's FTC ID and description. I won't go through everything, but I'll just show you just so you have a basic understanding of what's going on. So description means food name, and then in data type, it's branded or whole, and the FTC ID is a unique identifier. And then you have category, publication, and a lot of other stuff, which we are not using today, but if you want a really good model, you should. And then there's another file called input food CSV, which is similar to food CSV, but in this case, the name is called SR description. So we're writing a bunch of code to make sure we change the SR to description and then combine them. All of this can be done in one line if you really want, but I just wanted to break it down when you go through the codes. Then we make a combined Excel file, and then there are other files called food nutrient and nutrient, which has the nutrient information of those foods. Please have a look if you want to understand how those are set up, and most SQL databases work that way. And then again, we're merging everything together using Panda, and then finally you have a final Excel file. The final Excel file gonna look something like this, where you have the unique identifier, the description, again the name, the nutrients, and what type of units are those for nutrients, and the amount for each of them. Again, this is not a really good representation. I just wanted to show it to you. It can be done better, like a lot better. But if you remember one thing with any kind of large language model fine-tuning, we only need 2 rows. It has to be input text and target, and all of that has to be text. So finally, we just change all of this, change it. In this is not again a good example. All we're doing is taking the description or the food name as the input text, and we're combining merging nutrients, units, and amounts as the target text. But again, you should do it in a more meaningful way so you get a better model. And ultimately, we come up with this two columns, and then I just rename them to prompt and completion, just for ease. In real life or in real examples, they shouldn't have quotes, quotation, and those lines should make more sense. And again, for fine tuning, you shouldn't use data like this. As I've already discussed, for fine tuning, it should be you're teaching a task. This is more suitable for semantic searches, which we'll get into in a later time. Once this is ready, as you can see, we have the input target data.csv ready. Okay, guys, once our file is ready, our training data set is ready, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna open Windows shell. From there, we're gonna open the OpenAI CLI and then make sure it knows who we are by giving it our OpenAI key. I have the Windows PowerShell open. I'm in the right folder. So this is my project folder. And then I have the Python export open API. I'm going to make a test API key here, and then I'm going to delete it. There you go. So you just come to platform.openai, and then you can just generate your API keys once you're registered. It's very easy. From there, let's go back to our Windows shell. So now it knows who I am. And then from there, we're gonna use this command prepare data, and we're gonna take our file and copy the path and put the path here. You'll see it start analyzing it, and it's gonna file contains, yeah, there you go. See, it's a large file, and don't do this, like, just play with a smaller file. That's going to be better for you. And once you go through it, make sure, like, you go through each of the steps. It's pretty easy. And then the rest of the commands, I have it here, which you can use to make sure, check the status, and then you can see which of the fine tunes are available to you. Please refer to the documentation. The documentation is amazing. It really tells you all the steps, and it's really, really well documented. I hope this helps, guys. And in the future, we're gonna use real life example for both fine tuning and vector storage and semantic searching, and hopefully that clears up a lot more concept. Thank you. Take care.